There are a few ways to do a saddle stitch. The way that I was taught is it's called a leapfrog stitch, and it's less of a traditional French saddle stitch, more of an Americana saddle stitch. And a lot of you guys out there that do other fiber arts and crafts are going to see this as two running stitches running parallel and concurrently. However, we only use one piece of thread with our two needles. To thread the needle, you're going to obviously put the thread through the eye of the needle. Now we're using 0.8 millimeter bits of thread here, so this is thick thread. It might take you a couple times. It helps sometimes to cut the thread at an angle. Then I'm going to take my needle, I'm going to go about an inch in, and I'm going to stab it through the thread. Now you can do this once, you can do it twice, you can do it 3 times would be excessive, but we'll do it twice. And that's going to lock that needle onto that thread. It's going nowhere. I've done it on the other side too. Now we're ready to start our saddle stitch. To start a saddle stitch, what I like to do is I put one needle into one hole and the next needle into the next hole. I pull both of them out and I make sure that both of my needles are even. That lets me know that both the lengths of thread are even. I'm going to drop the front thread. I'm going to take the middle finger of my non-dominant hand and hold it. A lot of the way that this saddle stitching method works relies on you keeping tension by wrapping the front thread over your finger, over your pointer finger, and under your middle finger. I'm going to take my back needle. I'm going to go into the hole that already has the thread through it. I'm going to pull. Then, with my free hand, I'm going to pull this while keeping tension on my backhand. And that's it. You're going to go front to back, front to back, front to back. So now the back thread is the front thread. I'm going to drop this thread, drop this thread. I'm going to pick up the back thread with my dominant hand. I'm going to grab the front thread with the middle finger of my non-dominant hand. And then we're back right where we started. I'm keeping tension with my non-dominant hand, and I'm advancing the stitch by putting, I'm showing y'all so I can't see it, but by putting the needle into the hole that already has our front stitch on it. And that is how I saddle stitch. It's generally called a leapfrog stitch. But what we're doing here is we're creating 2 stitches at the same time. What that means is that should this stitch break, one of these stitches, should one of these stitches break, we still have a whole other stitch line that's going to keep this piece together. And that's how you saddle stitch.